Welcome to episode 75 of 21 Questions. If you're new here, you've got 74 other episodes to listen to before you can listen to this one. You go do that, we'll wait. Actually, you know what? Do that later. For now, though, my name is Mike. I run trivia shows. I love that you're here. Let's get going. Question 1. Which word starts and ends with the letter K and means a special skill, talent, or aptitude, and it's also the name of the band who had a hit with My Sharona? Word we're looking for there is knack. Question 2. Was Helen Clark the first elected woman Prime Minister of New Zealand or Canada? Helen Clark, New Zealand Prime Minister from 1999 to 2008. Canada has had one female Prime Minister, that was Kim Campbell, for only 132 days back in 1993. Question 3. An American actor who starred in the movies Trading Places and Cocoon was Don who? That's Don Amici. Question 4 is always a true or false in this podcast. True or false? Amathophobia is the fear of dust. Is that true? Is that false? That's actually true. Amathophobia, or sometimes it's called kineophobia, but amathophobia is the fear of dust. It comes from the Greek words amathos, meaning sand or dust, and phobos, meaning fear. Question 5. Which river is famously associated with the story of Huckleberry Finn? That's the Mississippi. Question 6. In Chinese philosophy, what is the complementary opposite to yin? That's yang. You've got your yin and your yang. Question 7. Which sign of the zodiac is represented by a goat with a fishtail? That's Capricorn. It's known as the sea goat, and reasons why remain unclear. After question 7, we do the first clues for the Who Am I? Who am I? I was born in 1931 in Montreal in Canada, which makes me 95 right now to save you doing the maths. I have a degree in commerce, but I'm known as an actor. Weird fact, I once auctioned off my kidney stone and raised $75,000 for charity. I'm known for starring in 3 TV shows, one of them being the original Star Trek in the 1960s. I also starred in the movie versions of that particular show as well. Now, here's the thing. Several famous people starred in Star Trek, and some of you won't know it from the 60s anyway because, hey, that was a long time ago. But we'll do more clues after question 14 and even more after question 20. I think you'll know it by the end. Question 8. What is both the capital and largest city of Thailand? That's Bangkok. Question 9. Hansi Cronje and Sean Pollock both represented South Africa in which sport? They were cricketers. Question 10. Which actor played Ross on Friends? Ross Geller, played by David Schwimmer. David Schwimmer. Not easy to say when you meet. Question 11. True or false? San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge, New York's Empire State Building, and the Sydney Harbour Bridge were all opened in the 1930s. Is that true? Is that false? It's actually true. They all were. Question 12. The 1871 novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was written by Jules who? That's Jules Verne. Question 13. Is an African nightcrawler a species of earthworm or snake? An African nightcrawler is a worm. Question 14. How many players in a single netball team are allowed to shoot at goal? Just 2. The GS and the GA. So that'd be goal attack and goal saboteur. I'm going to say saboteur. Probably shooter, but I think saboteur would be more fun. More clues now for the Who Am I? If you remember, it's the Canadian actor. He'd be 95 now. Star Trek, Who Am I? In 1968, I released a spoken word album where I dramatically narrated pop hits of the day instead of singing them. In the 1980s, I starred in the cop show TJ Hooker with the young Heather Locklear. And in 2021, at 90 years old, I flew to space aboard a Blue Origin rocket, becoming the oldest person to have ever done so at the time. Now, I think that's becoming quite clear. Do you? Final clues after question 20 if you need them. Question 15. On a drum kit or in a drum kit, what is another name for the kick drum? That's the bass drum. I'm very drawn to owning a drum kit. I don't know what I'd do with it or where I'd put it in my house. I just think it'd be fun to have one. Question 16. Which 6-letter M word denotes the condition otherwise known as being nearsighted or short-sighted? That's myopia. Question 17. Who was the first and currently only African-American woman to win the Best Actress Oscar? That's Halle Berry. That was in 2002 for her performance as Letitia in the film Monsters Ball. Question 18. Which country's flag is considered to be the oldest national flag still in use? And I better give you multiple choice. Is it Brazil? Is it Italy? Is it Denmark? The Danish flag has been in continuous use since 1219, the year 1219. Well done, Denmark, for your stickability. Question 19 is always a still alive or not so much on this podcast. Today, still alive or not so much, Robert Redford. Academy Award-winning actor, director, producer. Is Robert Redford still alive or not so much? Robert Redford, not so much. He died last year in September. I have to say I did not know that. Question 20 is always a music question in this podcast. Which singer was born in 1948 and had hits with Woman in Love and Evergreen? That would be Barbra Streisand, who starred in a movie with Robert Redford called The Way We Were, which is, I guess, what made me think of her. Final clues now for the Who Am I? It's the Canadian actor, went into space when he was 90 years old. I think we know who it is, but we'll go through the process for anyone that doesn't know yet. I'm best known for commanding a starship as Captain James T. Kirk, and decades later I won 2 Emmy Awards playing the eccentric lawyer Denny Crane on The Practice and Boston Legal. I am William Shatner. Now, I thought of him because my son Jake and I were watching TV last night and we surfed onto William hosting the Unexplained Mysteries of the Universe in a really over-the-top dramatic way. And I thought, oh, he'll be a fun Who Am I? And I don't think we've ever done him. So today's Who Am I? William Shatner. Good-o. Time now for the player questions. That's where I invite you, the listener, to send me a trivia question that I can ask in this section of the show. 2 ways you can get that message to me. 21 questions by Trivia Tribe on Facebook or email me direct, mike@triviatribe.com.au. Last step, Adam and Emma sent me, in which decade were the iconic electric guitars, the Gibson Les Paul and the Fender Stratocaster, first sold? And it was the 1950s. The Les Paul was in 1952 and the Fender was 2 years later in 1954. I've got a Les Paul copy hanging on my wall. It is not an authentic Les Paul. Friends of mine look at it and go, when did you get an LP? And I go, I don't have one of those. It's just painted to look like one. This episode, Wendy sent me, what are the names of Bluey's parents and what is Bluey's surname? And if you don't know who Bluey is, you don't have children. There are no children anywhere in your life. Bluey, of course, being the Australian animated TV show that is huge right round the world. So that question again, what are the names of Bluey's parents and what is Bluey's surname? Awesome, Wendy. Thank you very much. We will do the answer to that next episode. Thank you very much to Adam and Emma and to Wendy. Send me your trivia question we'll use on this show for sure. So this is episode 75 of 21 Questions. I can't believe how quickly this podcast is growing, especially because I'm still kind of learning, working out how it goes. But I really appreciate your support. If you could follow the show on whatever podcast app you're listening to, that would be awesome. I'd love you to leave a review for the show too. This podcast comes out every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, and I would love it if you could meet me back here in a couple of days. We'll have another crack at it. I've been Mike van Acker. I love you. Catch you next time.